Hello and welcome back to Creative Pet Keeping. In today's episode, I'm going to give you an update on the males that I started to jar. Now this is older footage because we're going to play catch up here. My computer kind of died, had to get a new computer, all this kind of stuff, get all my footage back. It was a thing, but here we are. And then in a future video, you're going to see more current footage of the fish. I also want to clarify that this is not the kind of footage that I've shown previously where you get to identify which fish you want to buy, because at the moment I am not selling these fish just yet, except maybe to like another breeder, but other than that I'm holding on to them. And this footage more so will document how they are growing, so we can compare how they've been growing over time, which I think is very cool and I really like to film. Let's talk about the containers that these fish are in. Now this is a temporary solution called jarring. When you breed bettas, eventually males and certain females will become very aggressive and can damage each other too much from fighting, so it is important to separate them so they can grow nice and pretty healthy fins. They can also be kept safe and can be prevented from injuring each other, while also providing them with healthy stimulation by allowing them to flare at each other at a couple minutes per day. Most of the time we will card them, so put little cardboard in between so they are kind of relaxing in their own little territory and space, and then they get a couple minutes of flaring, which provides them with the exercise that they need. I know that those of you that have watched my channels for over the years already know all of this, but I really like to always remind any new viewers who might be new to this and might have never seen this before, so just to catch you up on what I do. So another thing that's important about jarring is, as you can see, there's no filtration system in each of the container. This means that I have to perform very regular water changes every other day to every 2 days. I do put moss in there, which helps absorb some of the nutrients and helps with filtration a little bit. I also add a little bit of active carbon as well, and that helps as well. But alas, I do have to struggle and do all the water changes. It's tiresome, it's annoying, but it is very crucial and important to the health of my fish. If you would like to learn more about jarring, I do have a video that explains the different containers and the pros and cons, as well as the different water volumes of each. The particular ones I'm using now are Beanie Baby containers, or kind of like storage containers. I like them for photography and filming. I don't like them for longer term. Even though these fish look like they have a lot of space, it's actually less than, I think, half a gallon, and these fish are still small, so they look like there's a lot of space, but definitely they're gonna outgrow it, and I do prefer for them to be in 1 gallon jars a longer term. I think that is more adequate space for these fish. While we are taking a closer look at these fish, I do want to point out some of the things that I find interesting or cool as we get a closer look at the individual fish. One of the things I'm excited about is this is a line I've been working on for quite a while, and I am able to compare the previous generations, and I am able to notice and spot traits that I have seen in previous generations that if you rewatch the older videos, you will actually start to see pop up now. And I feel like I'm also improving their form a bit as well. They're not perfectly there yet, but oh, that one actually just tried to eat his poop. So other than improving their form, I'm not improving on their intelligence, apparently. Not for this one. He's got beauty, he's got grace, but he does not have brain cells, but that's okay. We love him nonetheless. In this particular footage, you get to see a male that is on the right that is kind of light-bodied orange. He actually looks like his grandfather, and that is really cool because his grandfather didn't have the best top line. Other than that, I think overall he was pretty nice, but I feel like this one has a much better top line. So there we go, improvement. And I actually think that this particular lighter colored male might definitely be a keeper. I might keep for future breeding projects maybe, or just to hold back and see how he develops. I do like to keep a lot of fish longer term. I will also make my future breeding decisions based on the older aging health, I guess, of my previous generations. So if I see a lot of issues pop up early on, I will outcross to a completely unrelated fish and kind of work from there to improve the health. So, you got to look at what you have. You got to pay close attention to your fish and make the best choices. But also I have different goals. So I guess different breeders will also have different breeding goals. So I'm not necessarily saying that mine is like the best or the right way particularly. It's more so me sharing what I do and why I do it. So that's my little ramble and the first update. Since then, I have jarred a couple more males. The males that you see in this current footage have been upgraded to 1-gallon jars, so they got an even larger space, and you will definitely get an update. And the last part is I'm going to show you one of the Startail males, which was from the imported line that imported pair that I bred. That one is kind of cute and a keeper, and I decided to put him in a 20-gallon tall. So he's living with some tetras, and he's huge. He's ginormous. He's kind of reminding me of Arnold. If you've seen the previous spawning series, you will know who Arnold is. He was very dear to my heart. And this one is super, super cute, and I want to name him Ghost. I hope that you enjoyed this update. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!